Hi there, bet you didn't expect to see me today. Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, happy holidays. Wednesdays and Saturdays are my upload days, and just because Christmas falls on a Wednesday does not mean I can skip an upload. There is no rest for the wicked. So you join me today as we talk about my book and channel goals for 2025. There's something missing from this video. Ah, that's better. Am I gonna regret filming the whole video like this? Probably. But we're all friends here, so why not? This is the only time of the year that I'm gonna look like this. I hope you appreciate the effort I've gone into. So let's talk goals. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you do, and share with me your book related goals in the comments below, or just any personal goals that you have as well for 2025. Let's get on with it. So because this is a booktube channel, we are keeping this mainly book related. I do have a few personal goals and resolutions towards the end of the video that I will share with you, but they are mainly in relation to my YouTube channel, so it links in quite nicely. But for now, we're going to start off with book goals. I don't like to set myself too much pressure on goals, normally because I always fail them and then I end up feeling awful about myself, to be quite frank. And I can't afford to have any lower confidence than I already have, so I am being very flexible and vague with my goals, and these all feel achievable. That is the main thing. Make sure your goals are realistic and achievable, especially when it comes to reading. So my first book goal for 2025 is that I would like to start a new genre. There are some genres that I have not ever read before. I mainly stick to fantasy or the subgenre romantasy. I also do like to read romance, typically rom-coms, but in 2025 I started to read horrors and thrillers, psychological thrillers. And in the horror wavelength I read a lot of Stephen King, and I'm so happy that I delved into those types of genres a lot more. In 2025 I want to continue that, and I want to start a brand new genre that I have never read before. One of them that is coming to mind and that I think I'm going to start off with is sci-fi. To my recollection, I don't believe I have ever read a sci-fi book. I could be wrong, but I definitely didn't read one in 2024. So if you do have any sci-fi recommendations that you think I might enjoy, or that you just feel like I should read and that everybody should read, then please let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. Now, one book that has been classed as a science fiction, which I do currently own at the moment and that I'm going to start off with reading first within this genre, is Dune. I'm aware that some movies have come out for it. I have not watched those, but the book I didn't realise was released ages ago. This is an old book, but I read the blurb and I'm really intrigued by the premise of this story and this universe that the author has created. So the author is Frank Herbert, and I believe it is a series as well, so I'm really excited to start a new series in 2025. That may or may not link in with one of my other goals for 2025, but I'm not going to share that with you right now because that will spoil the rest of the video. So I'm excited to get stuck into a new genre. Other genres that I might want to get involved with could be like more historical based ones. I want to get involved in some more dystopian as well. There's a lot of books out there, and I do feel like in 2024 I fell into the trap of reading along the same lines in every single book. I picked up the same genres. I really didn't stray too far from fantasy or romance. They were like the main two, other than when I did go on a bit of a Stephen King hype towards the end of the year, which I'm glad that I did because it stopped the reading year from being stagnant. I am starting off 2025 with some fantasy books, but I think after I've read those, I'm going to move on to Dune and switch things up a little bit. Although I read a debate online that Dune kind of can be classed as a fantasy as well, so I'm not really straying too far away from that. But I just want to read some sci-fi. So that is goal number one, is to read from a new genre. My next book goal for 2025 is actually how many books that I want to read this year. So in 2024, I set myself a really achievable goal of 25 books for the whole year. So I did meet that because I got 33. In 2025, I'm going to up that goal to 35. So that is an extra 10 books on top of my goal for last year. If I'm being honest, I started 2025 not really reading all that regularly at all. I would read every day, but it would be about 10 pages a day. And when you're only reading 10 pages a day, you don't get through books that quickly. But I feel like reading kind of saved me a little bit in 2024, and it actually ended up being my favourite thing to do. And now I am reading all the time and I'm loving it, and it makes me feel like when I was a child again and all I used to do was read. Make a nice drink, curl up under a blanket, read. That is how I used to spend all my evenings after school, and now I'm spending all my evenings after work doing the same thing, and I'm loving it. So I do think this year that I'm going to be able to read more than 35 books. So that is the goal that I'm going to set myself. And 35 books may not seem that much to people. I've chatted to other people who read a lot and they've set themselves incredible goals of like over 100 books. I don't think I'm the type of person who is going to be able to read 100 books, but we shall see. Either way, I'm really happy with the 33 that I read in 2024, and I'm going to meet 35 at least in 2025. So that is how many books I'm aiming to read in the year. However, I do also have a page goal that I would like to meet almost daily if I can. So currently my page goal at the moment is 50 pages of the book that I'm reading every single day. I am going to continue that forward into next year, and my next goal is to continue reading 50 pages a day. However, I am going to tweak this goal a little bit because I found this goal to be a little bit overwhelming towards the end of the year, and I'm learning from the mistakes. So previously, if I'd missed a day, say there was a whole day where I was busy from start to finish and I could not sit down and pick up my book at all, I would carry that goal over into the next day. So if I'd missed 50 pages today, I'd have to read 100 tomorrow. If I'd missed today and tomorrow, I'd have to read 150 pages on the third day. But there was a time towards the end of this year where I went on holiday and I missed a few days of reading, and I ended up being like over 250 pages behind. And when I got back from my holiday, I kept trying to catch up and meet the goal of 250 pages that day. And so obviously I missed that, and then it carried on to the next day, and I basically just got very overwhelmed. And it wasn't actually that enjoyable to read because I was trying to read as quickly as I could to reach these hypothetical goals that I'd made myself. That is not a good way to read. Now, I'm fortunate because I have some travel coming up in 2025, and I'm aware I will not be able to read on that type of holiday. It's going to be very active. It's not going to be a sit by the pool or the beach and read the whole time that I'm away for, and I'm not going to be reading unless I start an audiobook. That's the only realistic way that I would meet that page goal on that holiday. So what I've decided to do instead is I've just decided to be kind to myself, basically, and if I miss my 50-page goal, that is fine. I don't need to carry it on to the next day. If I miss it, then I miss it. And that's the mentality that I'm going to have because I think it will stop me from getting overwhelmed with these goals that I'm setting myself. So we'll see how that goes in 2025, but basically I'm just being a little bit more lenient and a bit more flexible with my page goal. My next book goal for 2025, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, but it is to start a new series. I think I love a series more than a standalone most of the time, and I am eager to start a new series. And I mentioned earlier in this video that I'm going to start the Dune series as well. But if you have any other recommendations for me of a series that you think I need to read, then please let me know because I want to start a new series next year. I want to start many series. So this is a goal that I'm particularly excited for, and I just love getting stuck into a series, whether it's a duo, a trilogy, whether it's got 10 books in the series. I just love getting fully invested in that world that the author has created. And sometimes when I finish a standalone, I get quite sad because I wasn't quite ready to leave that world yet. So I'm really excited for some new series this next year. Along a similar wavelength, another one of my goals for next year is to finish my current series that I'm in. Is it series or series? So currently I am reading the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. I'm really excited to finish that series, and also she does have some other series in her collection as well, so I will start those next year too. So that links with my previous goal. I'm also reading the Inheritance Cycle series by Christopher Paolini, which had Eragon in it. I loved Eragon so much. This series I'm just really enjoying, and I'm so excited to finish the series this year and read the rest of the books. The second one, Eldest, is actually on my January TBR, so I will be reading that very soon, and I'll be reviewing it on my channel very soon, so keep your eyes peeled. And I'm also in the middle of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. This series is brilliant. I am so happy that I started it. I'm really enjoying it. Again, the next book in that series is also on my January TBR, and I'm excited to finish that series this year too, because I'm also finding it hard to avoid spoilers online for it. Everybody wants to talk about this book series, but I can't yet because I haven't finished it. So the sooner I do that, the sooner I can talk to other people about it. This next book goal, kind of a little bit random, but I want to buy a bigger bookcase to show off more books, really. My bookcase at the moment is actually quite small. There's some books on it, but then the majority of my books are piled up on the floor next to it because they don't fit in the bookcase. So I would like to buy another bookcase, and I think I am actually going to buy them in the Boxing Day sales because I've seen some already that are very, very good prices and are exactly what I want and are about triple the size of what I currently have. So I am going to buy a bigger bookcase, and I actually think I might film it as well. So I might film the unboxing, me attempting to put it together, that could be fun, and how I style it and display all my series as well, because there's also some like ornaments that I want to put on it. So for example, next to the A Song of Ice and Fire book series, I'd quite like to put like a dragon ornament. There's just some really nice ways that you can decorate a bookshelf, and I really want to make that space look really pretty and just really cool as well. And I've got lots of books that have lovely spines to them, especially if you've got a book series and you put them all together and the spines just look stunning. I can't wait to style up that bookshelf, and I think that it's worth filming and sharing that with you. That could be a cool video, right? So, a bit of a weird goal to upgrade into a bigger bookcase, but it's a goal nonetheless, because if I don't set it as a goal, I'm likely to procrastinate and just never do it. But I really want to do it. And then my next book goal for 2025 is to start rereading the A Song of Ice and Fire book series by George R.R. Martin. I'm not going to expect myself to read the whole series in 2025. If I do, then I do. That's great. But if I don't, that is okay as well. And I'd quite like to film my thoughts after a reread for each book. So in 2024, I did finish the whole series. It did take me a few years to get through the whole thing, but that's because I didn't read the books back to back, and actually for some of them I kept like months in between before I picked up the next one. I wanted to pace it really slowly. I knew I had the time. It wasn't like Winds of Winter was going to be released anytime soon, was it? So I'm really excited to reread it, and I think I'm going to start reading Game of Thrones pretty soon as well, and just seeing if things feel different a second time round, which I feel like they might, especially now I know more about the world and I know more about the lore, and I'm just really excited to reread it. I think that'll be really fun. So those were all of my book goals for the new year. However, now let's talk a little bit about more channel goals and also some kind of personal ones, I guess. Or I say channel goals, these are also like community goals. So my first goal is to start a book club, and this is for my online YouTube community, and it's completely free to join, and I would like to do this for the whole year at least. I mean, if we can continue this forever, that would be great, but my goal is to do it for the whole of 2025. And I would like to live stream monthly. So we pick a book of the month, we'll read it, and then I will do a live stream where you can join in at the time, or you can watch it afterwards because I will upload it, and we can talk about the book. So we have already started progress with this goal, because the first book for January is The Liars of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. And actually, this is a new series that I will be starting in 2025. So that meets my other goals really well. This is the Gentleman Bastards series. I've had a lot of amazing things about it. The first book is obviously on my January TBR because it's the first book for the first month of the book club. The live stream that I will be running on my YouTube channel for it is on the 25th of January, so you have exactly a month to read this book and tune in for the live stream. It will be held at 7 p.m. British time, so please convert to your desired time zone. And I just really hope that I can keep this up for the whole year. I'm feeling really happy about this. I'm feeling really passionate about it. I love talking about books, and a lot of you clearly love talking about books as well. Like, some of my favourite things to do is to go through the comments and have conversations with people about the books I've talked about in a video. And a lot of you give brilliant recommendations for books too, so thank you so much. I do write them all down, and there's just nothing quite like talking about books to people. So let's do it on a live stream. I'm also going to be putting up a poll pretty soon for people to pick the February book club pick. So if you've got any books that you would like us to read for the February one, then please let me know and I'll add it to the poll. My next channel book goal is to continue uploading to my YouTube channel twice weekly at least. So currently I am on a roll with uploading Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays is likely to be a Game of Thrones style video, so whether that's a discussion or a reaction to the TV show, as I am currently watching every single episode of Game of Thrones. And then my Saturday video is likely to be anything else bookish or book related. So it might be a specific book review that I've just recently read, it might be a topic of discussion regarding books, and that is what you can expect really, a good mix of Game of Thrones and anything else book related. My next channel goal for 2025 is to post some more short form content, whether that's shorts or posting on some of the other social media platforms that offer that type of format. I just think there's a lot of potential for shorts, but I do struggle to not ramble and to keep things into a 60-second limit. That's gonna be hard to shut up and not talk for so long, but I want to experiment with that, so I am going to be posting some more short form content and we'll just see how it goes. And then my final channel goal for this year, which I'm really excited for, probably one of my favourite goals, is to react and review every single episode of the Dunk and Egg TV series that is coming out this year. If you've been watching a few of my videos this year, then you may know that A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was my favourite book of 2024, if not ever. It was a 5-star read for me. I do think about it probably daily. It is my Roman Empire. Every single day I think about Dunk and Egg. I genuinely do believe that this is my favourite book now out of my entire lifetime. Like, I started reading at the age that I learned how to read and I haven't stopped since. So for this to be my favourite book of all time, and I discovered it a few months ago, but I've just not felt anything quite like it. So I have very high expectations for the TV show, and I will be reviewing that. I will be reacting to the episodes. I hope you're excited because this book of novellas just means so much to me, and if the TV show doesn't do it justice, I'm gonna be having words with the TV production company. I will be sending a formal complaint in because you can't do stuff like that to me. My heart goes out to all the people who felt that way about Game of Thrones and then watched season 8 and just felt like clawing their eyes out with a spoon afterwards. So those are all of my book and channel goals for 2025. Like I mentioned earlier, I would love to hear what yours are as well if you feel comfortable sharing your goals, so please leave those in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up to let me know. I just want to give a big thank you to the support this year. I have fallen back in love with YouTube again. There's just so many nice people in my comments section and it's actually so heartwarming. Don't get me wrong, there's also some not nice people, but you're gonna get that everywhere you go, ain't ya? But it's just so nice to have so many conversations about fantasy books or Game of Thrones with people. So I absolutely love hearing from you, and I just want to thank you to everybody who has subscribed this year or liked even just one of my videos or watched it or commented. It's so heartwarming. I feel warm and fuzzy inside. Cringe. And I just want to say again, if you celebrate it, happy Christmas. I hope you've had a great day or you're about to have a great day depending on when you watch this. If you enjoy my content and you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe because it's free and it means that you can see my videos easier. For a second then I almost forgot that I was wearing this hat. That would have been embarrassing as I'm about to go to the shop. I will see you next time, or rather you'll see me, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.